and we trust you.
And if we can try and start watch parties, that'd be great. Perk, I don't know, did we ever get that link?
When I did it yesterday, it said you successfully linked for casting.
So we should check your page and see if this feeds to your page when we start.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm doing that. I'm trying to get the damn microphone to go up, but yeah, it's slow.
Right.
See, we got the board.
Dang it.
I think we might be live, you guys.
Hi, guys.
528.
I mean,
528.
I'm looking on the Facebook.
How's my hair? Is my hair good? Okay, just checking.
Look good, Scott.
All right. My hair's
Like
good.
you're 21 years old.
Ah,
Not happening.
I feel so old when you say that.
Scott, were you in front of the house this afternoon?
Yeah, I just picked up my new computer.
Oh man, I thought I heard your voice. I was like, I'm not getting high, but I'm high as a kite. What's happening?
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, there it is.
Are we
4
live?
seconds ago. I see it.
All right.
What do you see?
When I did it yesterday, it said you successfully trusted.
The Rock and Talk Show.
All right. We are live. Hello,
Yay!
everybody.
Hello.
This is the pre-show. If you happen to be watching now, go ahead and start a watch party with us, and let's get everybody kind of watching.
And partying.
And partying.
Yeah.
It's no fun to watch a party, though, right?
All right.
Not the same thing. Not the same, right?
I just started a watch party on mine. If you
I'm
go
looking.
to the live feed and you click share down here, it'll bring up a bunch of things and you can start a watch party.
Okay, I'm looking.
On that note, I'm going to say let's start our intro.
See, mine doesn't start.
So I'm going to have everyone, we're going to be quiet on the set here as we go ahead and start with our usual. Joe, here we go. If we can try and start watch part.
There it is.
Coming to you live.
And once again, welcome to the Rock and Talk Show. We are live here for the Rock and Talk Show number 6. I'm the Moss Man.
Moss Man.
The usual cast of characters here. We got Norwood Fisher up here from Fishbone. We got Scotty Page from Pink Floyd. Kenny Olson, the Twisted Brown Trucker Band. Derek Day, the Art Bird. Derek Day Music and all kinds of great stuff. Stephen Perkins from Jane's Addiction, and our co-producer Sheila Conlin over here. How we all doing? Everybody doing good?
Great.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe 2 weeks have gone by.
Yeah.
It's just amazing how
Crazy.
how time flies when you're having fun, right? We're all having so much fun, we can't stand it these days.
Oh,
I was just in California with you guys, and now I'm like back in Michigan. It's crazy.
We miss you, Kenny. We miss you.
Kenny boy.
So last
I'm ready to come back.
I want to throw a quick shout out to our guest last week, Peter Katzis, for joining us. It was great to have Peter on the show with us.
Yep.
It was a lot of fun. And and this week we're sporting our brand new microphones, thanks to Lewitt Microphones. Now, mine sadly isn't quite plugged in yet, so it's not working that great. I tried to plug it into my ear, it didn't work. But Scott Page is plugged in, and you're looking for solid mics. These guys are amazing, and we just want to throw them the proper shout out. They're sponsoring the show, and we appreciate it.
Yep.
And, So there you go. We're going to be
Yeah. I've been using their mics for quite a few years. I love them. Great mics.
awesome.
Great stuff.
You sound really good on their mic there, Scott.
Thank you very much. I have that DJ voice.
Yes, you
This-
have
Has this ever happened to you? Right.
That's like Wolfman Jack shit there.
Yeah.
You know, hey, I wanted to bring up one other thing. I just thought, we had also on the show, I can't remember his name, from Papa's and Barclays, right? And I've been suffering with inflammation and joint stuff. I got to tell you, I started taking those pills about 5 days in. Dude, I'm like, it's so much better, even just in the last few days. So
How many capsules do you take per day?
well, I started out one a day, and then I kind of doubled, one in the morning, one at night, right? And that was for me, that was the magic right there. Once I did that, it was like, wow, things are coming around. So I need to get that man's phone number and get some more of that stuff.
Are you talking about turmeric or Quaaludes?
Oh, so that, so it was Quaaludes. I see. They were great.
Yeah.
Hey, no,
They said Roarer 714 on them. I'm not sure where that came from, but hey. Actually, funny story. My mom and dad, who are, 81 and 82 years old, were watching our last show, and they heard us talking about the inflammation in the hands. And so
Right.
I got them some of the cream, and they put it on, and they literally texted me 5 minutes after putting it on going, this stuff's amazing. Like, both of them said that they could close their hands for the first time. And this isn't me just advertising. Like, this is real stories. Like,
Yeah.
so there you go.
I'm a fan because I've been dealing with it for a long time.
Hey, we should
Yeah.
also tell Derek what a Quaalude is, because the kid's only 25 years old.
I hear it opens you up in one way or the other, doesn't it? Like,
It opens
Well,
you up. I like that.
I thought this was a clean show.
It could be used for great good or it could be used for great evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think
It's all great though.
it's great no matter what.
All I know is I can't remember anything about them. That's the only
That's it.
problem.
I remember it was some of my most fun times. I miss them.
there's a picture of Jimmy Page wearing a shirt that says Roar 714. And if you ever see that picture, that was the little number that was stamped into the pill. That was a Quaalude. And in the 70s, a lot of people were getting in trouble with them, and addiction was, they realized how addicted they were. So they pulled them from the market. You can't find them anymore. But Jimmy Page wore it on stage, proud and loud. And I just thought, what a brave drug pusher that guy is.
Yeah.
It's so trippy right now is if you look at it, there's like a zillion names. Somebody was saying to me, whereas I was at Burning Man, and I remember he opened up the case and said, here's all this stuff. And there must have been like, I guess I'm old because I had never even heard of half of these freaking drugs. There's a name for a zillion different things now. It's crazy.
And you took them all?
All at once.
Oh, yeah, that's Scotty Page for you.
Then they changed from Roarer 714 to Lemons.
That's right.
Yeah, the lemon 714s.
Yes.
Yep,
exactly.
yep. I
Exactly.
remember.
So,
Hey, listen, I had a great time with you guys a few weeks ago when we played in the same room. And I know that everyone got a lot of healing out of that and a lot of, heartfelt emotion. It filled up my well again. So I want to thank you for getting together and playing great and being connected in the moment as what Think does best is play music. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, back at you, man.
I agree there, Perkins. That's awesome. It was worth flying all the way back. I mean, I've missed you guys, and I can't wait to get back out there in the next few weeks. But that was so fun to actually play. And it was so cool because that crowd that was there actually, like in the screen, in a weird way, it still felt like they were like amused. They were like
Yeah.
all participating right up front. It was
Absolutely.
very cool.
Has that been available for us to share with people that are watching today?
It was actually,
talking about.
I actually just picked up the files today. That was a closed test. We didn't really have it out to the total public, but what we'll do is we now have it, so we'll get it and we'll post it so people can check it out.
Awesome. So
Yep.
I don't know how everyone else's day was, but today I went down to the beach. I went to Station 26 at Ocean Park, which is where I hung out in high school. We owned that beach. That was our spot. And swam in the ocean and body surfed and just, oh God, it was so rejuvenating and amazing. So if you haven't gotten in the ocean lately, I highly recommend it. And Norwood, my little nephew is 8 years old. He's surfing on a boogie board. Like he's literally standing up and surfing on a boogie board. So I told him that you, me, and him are gonna go surfing soon. And
I got a very cool short board that he deserves to paddle out on.
He said to me, "Can we go tomorrow?" I said, "I don't know, maybe we'll set it up. We'll go soon."
Let's go again and again and again.
Well, isn't it interesting how life is relative? Like, you know, you can have a great day at the beach, even amongst all this this darkness, this cloud that's above us. You can still enjoy, and I think that musicians and artists and anybody really who can tap into that can still disconnect and become spiritual and connect with nature, so to speak. And you know, if you think about what Rembrandt or Salvador Dali or
Oh, we lost him.
We lost Perkins.
Lost on Salvador Dali.
That
It's
was
a
in
sign.
Budapest. Remember Budapest? Yeah, that's what
Oh yeah, we
Wait,
lost Perk.
wait, let me get speaker view on Perk because that's a great look. We can highlight that shot right there. There it is. Perk, we lost you. You might have to log back out and log back in. Well, I'm excited about tonight's show. We have two very cool special guests. But before we get to them, we just want to invite our viewers, anyone, if you're out there watching and you want to jump in and join us in this conversation, we'd love to have you. We'd love to have you. The link, are we going to put the link out there and just say, jump into the Zoom and maybe we'll get you? Or if you have a question for us or anyone in the band, we'd love to answer those questions and you know, get you guys watching a little more involved. But
you can tell them I'm watching on From the Earth USA. So if they can comment there, I can ask their question or we can get them on.
Yep.
perfect. So there you go. Again, we're waiting for Stephen Perkins to come back, but you know, the show must go on, right? There it is.
That's right. He'll be back.
He's logging out and he's logging back in. So we have two really cool special guests tonight. We have Jon Phillips, who's the founder of Silverback Music and goes way back with Norwood Fisher. I mean, all of us are friends with Jon Phillips.
Oh yeah, one of my favorite guys on the planet. I love Jon. He's one of the best, man. He's probably the hardest working man in showbiz, but I love Jon. He's wonderful.
John's awesome.
Yep, John's solid. Jon managed Fishbone for many years. Jon manages Slightly Stupid, Iration, George Porter. He's got a lot of Dumpsta Funk. He's got a lot of really cool stuff going on. And he's also, I think Variety magazine named him one of the top 20 most influential business guys in the cannabis world. So that's kind of an interesting title. I think it was Variety. If it wasn't Variety, it was something like Variety. And then our other guest is Will Dog, one of the founding members of Ozmatli, the bass player, a dear friend of ours and a great guy. And I think we might be ready to bring these guys in. I don't know.
Come on.
What do you guys think?
Wow.
I don't see Jon Phillips. I'm not
Be
sure
unafraid.
where Jon
Be
is.
unafraid.
We're gonna bring in Will Dog.
We got Will.
There he is. Up, Will Dog. Where you at?
He's running to the restroom.
He is. I think he's taking an official timeout. And let's see where's Mr. Jon Phillips. We want to bring JP in here too.
Come on.
Did you tell him 5:45? Because I didn't see. I didn't. Or did you say 5:30?
I told him 5:30, but you know, he's one of the top most influential guys in cannabis, so we got to give him a break.
You know, they're always 30 minutes late. They just run a little bit behind.
Here we go. All right. So here we go. I think we're bringing them all in. Will Dog, what up, buddy?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Will Dog. Let's see, where's Mr. Jon Phillips?
Look at him down there.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Did you tell
Look at
him-
his beard. Look at that beard.
Hollywood Squares formation.
Wow.
Dude, I'm almost catching up to you, Woods.
In cannabis, so
I
we
got
gotta
the
give him a
Norwood
break.
style.
You know, they're always 30 minutes late.
You got a nice COVID beard, bro.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. I think we're bringing them all in. Will Dog, your volume down if you're watching it, because it's coming through and delayed.
Oh, yeah.
Will
Jeez.
Dog. Let's see, where's Mr. John? There you go.
Look at him down there.
So how you doing, Will Dog? How you doing, buddy?
That beard.
Hollywood Squares.
Yo, something there's an echo going on. I love that delay though. I love it.
Somebody.
What pedal is that?
I think I fixed it.
Okay, cool.
What? Hey, John, what pedal are you using there? What is that? Is that a?
That was that was me fucking up that pedal.
So Will and John, for those.
Why do I keep fucking up pedal?
John, I think you pretty much know everybody here, but let me just quickly introduce you guys to everyone. We got Stephen Perkins over here. For those that don't know Stephen, Will, I think you guys know each other. Stephen plays with Jane's Addiction, Porno for Pyros. Up here we got Kenny Olson, who played with Kid Rock and the Twisted Brown Trucker Band and Hendrix Experience, and just badass.
I know my brothers there. It's been good to see you, John. Will, it's been a long time.
Good to see
It
you
was
too.
back in the day.
We
Warped
got
Tour.
Scotty Page up here. Scott Page played saxophone with Pink Floyd, Supertramp, Toto, you name it, like a million other people. Scott Will Dog is a good dude over here. Bass player, founding member of Ozmatli.
Know the band, know the name. I don't think we've ever met though, all these years.
No.
But
By the
Thanks
way,
for doing the
that
show.
Lewitt mic- that Lewitt mic sounds amazing, Scott. I just got to say, that Lewitt mic sounds great.
I can't wait to get it going. I know.
Over here in the middle, we got Derek Day. Will, Derek Day is going to blow your mind. You got to check this kid out. He's a badass. And of course, you know Norwood Fisher up there in the corner. And our co-producer and host over here is Sheila Conlon. Say hello to Sheila Conlon. So there you go.
We finally get to meet face to face. We've talked a million times on the phone.
Dawn and Sheila, you guys have never met face to
We've
face?
never met face to face, but we've talked on the phone.
Cool.
Yeah, Will, nice to meet you.
I was just
Nice to meet you,
thinking
Sheila.
about the first time that we met, Will. I was trying to tell the guys was, and you probably don't even remember, but the first time we met was up at Wavy Gravy's ranch, up at the hog farm.
Hog
many
farm,
years
yeah.
ago at like the picnic, and you guys came rolling in from the back part of the audience, through the crowd, up onto stage, and I was like, I'd never seen anything like it. And then I think we ended up talking backstage, and I learned that Asdrew went to Hamilton, and I went to Hamilton, and then we just kind of hit it off from there. And while we're talking, I want to throw some props out to Will and his band, because, you know, I ran the Harold Robinson Foundation, a nonprofit, for many, many years, and we work with inner city kids in South LA. And I asked the guys if they would be willing to come do a show for the kids, because most of the kids in South LA have never really seen a live concert in many cases. So it's like a first. I mean, not only did they said yes, of course, came out, brought the whole band. We set it up on the schoolyard at the school in Watts. The whole yard was filled with kids, and the neighborhood came. And Ozmatli did an amazing concert, and the kids were dancing with them, and it was just so fun. And then they came up to our camp and did another concert, like up at our camp for another school, and have told me anytime we're there. And I just, you know, love these guys dearly. You guys rock. You're good people, and super fan right here.
Man, thank you. Yeah,
You guys,
thank you. I
you
mean,
guys were such a great. They're such. Ozmatli is such a great band. I had so much fun with you guys back. That was in the '90s when we did this. The Warp Tour was that.
Warp
was that
Tour. Yeah.
98, 97 when we met, something like that.
Yeah, I think it was '98, and we were the Kid Rock band. You guys and us, we were like the odd pieces on that tour.
We became instant partners in crime. We were like, it's so good to see
we
you,
didn't really fit in.
we were like the outcast, but it was awesome. That made it even that much more fun.
And so
that we had
Jon
a great
Phillips,
time.
we got JP over here, Jon Phillips, founder of Silverback Music, and I was telling everybody a little before you came on. You know, Jon managed Fishbone for many years, manages Dumpster Funk, Slightly Stupid, Iration.
I don't manage Iration, they're friends, but
Oh, not Gyration. Okay, thought they were under your.
George Porter Jr. though, that's important.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And
John, you handle all timeless, amazing music. You've played a major role through the years, and thank you for being a great brother.
thanks.
yeah, Kenny, your internet's not so great. You're kind of frozen up. So, Jon, what are you doing? What do you got going on these days? Like, here we are stuck in COVID. All your bands are stuck at home. What's going on?
The table, and it's crazy.
Kind of just taking the time to evaluate and rethink a lot of things that when you get pushed out of your routine and something like this, which I know, you know, a lot of us are used to being on the road all summer and doing a lot of touring and making our living off of that. It's like we got forced now to try to reevaluate and figure out how to actually at our disposal and, you know, in our control. So a lot of stuff on the technology side. I mean, the streaming has been obviously a big thing, that tipping point for that. So I've been involved in a lot of streaming stuff and just trying to do business development things in the cannabis space, because that is an essential business, and that's continuing to, you know, be able to, I don't know, it's such a, it's great that's an essential business in a time like this, you know, and support. It's just another thing that I've always been interested in. So definitely focus there. And there's a lot of good recordings that are starting to come out. Like I'm working on Dumpster Funk's new album, and that's going to release in November. They've got some really relevant new music, I think, to share with the world. It's socially just, you know, relevant type of narratives. So really excited for that, and just taking time to enjoy being at home, you know, while that opportunity is here, and make the best of that too.
I have a question for Jon from Susie from New Orleans. She's asking, Jon, where did you grow up?
I was born in New York. My family's all New Yorkers, and then luckily for me, they moved to California, Northern California, to the Bay Area when I was 6 years old. So we traveled cross country on that trip and landed in Los Gatos, San Jose, and I grew up about half my life there, and in the Bay Area, and then I moved to Los Angeles for college in '91 to UCLA. I've been in LA ever since, but I do have a place in New Orleans. That's like a second home for me. And, you know, as much as I could be there, unfortunately didn't get to go to Jazz Fest this year. Like, no,
Right.
I was there for Mardi Gras and escaped without COVID, thankfully, but what a changed world since then.
Boy.
I
we
miss
were
your,
supposed
I
to be
miss,
there.
I
Yeah.
miss your house in the Bywater. I wish we could have all hung out there this year at Jazz Fest.
Yeah, we were going to play and we didn't happen. That was a bummer. I was really looking forward. I've never been to Jazz Fest, so I was really looking forward to that one.
It would have been awesome to have you out there with all the brass and the horns and
Oh, yeah.
just all the mishmash of stuff that comes out one time. I mean, you never know what you're going to get there, musically speaking.
Yeah.
Norwood, because I've been to Jazz Fest with Norwood and seen him like in these crazy like schemes with like the dude from Ween.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. 3 in the morning, he's with Dean Ween and the dudes from Galactic and Mike I mean, it's an incredible experience. So
Howlin' Wolf, baby. Howlin' Wolf. Late nights at Howlin'
yeah,
Wolf.
you were there, right, Moss?
Oh yeah.
I had some big plans this year too. But this was going to be my best jazz fest, and it just COVID took it away. But you know what? We're still here, and one day COVID will be a thing of the past, and we'll pick up the pieces and create an amazing future, right? Like, but that's why we're here.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing. So, I mean, Woods, man, I got just to bring something full circle to you. I mean, and one of the reasons why I just always was passionate about Fishbone. I mean, you guys are the flag bearers of fuck racism, and like that's just always meaningful. But like, did you ever think things would explode to this degree, like in your lifetime, watching what you're seeing unfold now? Like
I'll tell you what, it don't make me feel good to have songs that we wrote when we were teenagers, you know, afraid about the you know, the world that we were becoming adults in. Like I thought this shit would be a thing of the past by now. You know, I grew up in a time in LA where actually there was a moment where no one gave a fuck. Like, you know, black girls had posters of Adam Ant on the wall, and two-tone was a thing, and everybody, like, not everybody got along, but you could express yourself in the post-Dirty Mind of after Prince, right? And punk rock was vibrant, and there were still things to be concerned about, but it's unfortunate, it's disappointing, but I'm glad that my band picked a phrase that is simple, to the point, and you either on board with us or get the fuck away. Fuck racism.
Yeah, man. Right. Amen to that.
So Will Dog, what do you got going on? What's Ozmatli been doing like during all of this?
Man, we're not doing shit. No, I'm just kidding. No, we at the beginning we did 3 shows, like kind of like this on Zoom, and our manager Damon, he put it together, and we would do like we had a couple of hosts, and then we would cut away and play videos, and we made it like a donation, and we gave you know, part of the proceeds to the House of Blues Music Forward Foundation, and the first 2 did really well. We were able to make some money, you know, like something to make up for the loss, and then the third one was right when, you know, after George Floyd, you know, that video came out and people started going out. So the third one didn't do as well, because hopefully, you know, people were out protesting or just out. Yeah, and so now we have this gig with Fishbone coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah. Wait. Before we go into that, right? There's there's something like Will Dog.
Please say your hand's still broken so I can play bass.
We had a good time on the 311 cruise last year. That was beautiful. But wait, look, in my mind, everybody knows who Ozmatli is. But if you lived in Los Angeles and saw Ozmatli emerge, you saw a thing of beauty that was like, it was unexpected, but it was purely the most LA thing that could happen. And one, I remember like just driving around, and there's these stickers everywhere, there's Ozo. And I'm going like, what the hell is this? They're like cool looking stickers everywhere. And so this curiosity pops up. And then eventually I talked to somebody that was like, Oh, that's Ozmatli, ain't you heard? And you guys had already been rocking, but it was just out of my periphery. And I remember the first time I came to the Opium Den to see you guys. And the place was packed, the walls was sweating.
And I saw you walk in and I was like, holy shit, Norwood's here. What the fuck am I gonna do? I was scared. You like, okay, this means so much to me. I mean, I can't even believe, like, just growing up in LA, you were our band. You were my band. I've seen you since I was 13 years old. Lamert Park, Malcolm X, martial law. I mean, there was literally maybe 20 people there. It was a free festival. I couldn't believe why people weren't there. I've seen you, I mean, so many times since Fishbone was everything to us in LA. And everything. You meant so much to us in junior high school. We followed every move. If you got into a certain style of music, on this album, on the next album, kind of music? Oh, we're gonna go check that kind of music out because of you. You know what I mean? Oh, they're doing P-Funk now. Okay, let's check out P-Funk. Oh, they're doing fucking rock now. Okay, we're gonna check that out. And we followed you. I know every note of every song. I know every drum part, especially.
All right. That's why when I handed you that bass
anyways,
my relief pitcher, you came
and then to see you, like Ozmatli would not be here without you. Like just 100%. It's fucking, I can't even say it. Like I'm about to cry because Norwood Fisher, you don't understand what you meant to music in Los Angeles for us growing up. You do not understand. You need to understand. Section 8, Grandpa Knucklehead, Ozmatli, Immolator. You need to understand how much you meant to us. Like, it's so deep. I can't even tell you. And I know you're an old man now, so it's cool. But
he's not that old.
I'm a proud old man. You think I no Grecian formula? I earn my grades. I wear them proudly.
Well,
yeah, and I went to your high school too, only for 1 year though, Hamilton. And Steve, I saw you at the Ford.
John answered for it on Barham and Cahuenga, baby.
Wow.
Yep, I was there.
You know what? That was 6 or 7 nights in a row with Golden Voice, and every night we had a different band. And believe it or not, on the last night, me and Navarro were totally infatuated with that movie called Decline of Western Civ Part 2 about the metal years. Yeah. So we got the singer from Odin, Randy O, to open up for us, along with, I think, Pygmy Love Circus or a cooler band. But I thought you looked familiar.
I was a kid, man. You didn't notice me. I was like smoking weed like for the second time, maybe.
You know, I want to take a second to recognize for a moment here that we have 3 literally of some of the most influential LA bands in rock history and music history right here on this show. Because I gotta mirror what you're saying about Fishbone. The first time I saw Fishbone, I like it, you know, it was unbelievable. Like it's you can't even describe the experience. It's not like a normal going to a it's like what Scott talks about. It's an experience for sure that is unique unto itself, that didn't exist prior to Fishbone. Ozmatli, when I saw Ozmatli for the first time, I felt like I was seeing something that I had never seen before. and an excitement and an energy that you guys manifest on stage. And I say, and Jane's Addiction obviously goes without saying, like insanely like blue, you know, when you watch just all these unique, three totally unique bands that originated in LA, same time pretty much, you know, a few years apart, but super exciting. You guys, like for me, I mean, obviously we're all friends, but I'm super fans of the work that you guys do. Like it just, it influenced my life in a lot of ways, you know, having your music to grow up to.
You know what's great about the music, California and Los Angeles in particular, is a hybrid of people, art, culture, food, style. And you hear everything melting together in those bands. Fishbone, from ska to Latin to punk to funk. Ozo, from they're global sounding. Jane's Addiction in the gutter. You know, it's definitely what you get from LA, and I love hearing the city in the music. And that's exactly, you can hear LA, you know, Living Color had to come from New York City. They couldn't come from LA. Van Halen couldn't come from New York City. Van Halen had to be Southern California. So, you know, it's part of the sound is what you get from the people that grew up in the city. And it represents good times, like the band War.
Yeah.
You know, that's exactly what you hear Los Angeles. It's just pure and simple. That's what LA sounds like.
Los Lobos,
You know?
too. But now-
And I think that's
Yeah,
what's cool,
Lobo.
that's what's cool about Ozo and Fish and Jane's and whatever. The local heroes bring a local sound.
Yep.
And then Scott, you're like Scott, you gave us the music business, right? Like there wasn't even concerts, right? Like there wasn't PAs when you first started. No, I'm serious.
I am
You're
old.
I'm saying it's
He
like
was on the
look at
Lawrence
where
Welk show.
but look at where concerts are now, and like what you were doing, you were like plugging in. I'm imagining into a guitar amp, a mic, just to be heard.
Oh God, I mean, you know, just thinking about all those
Well,
days,
you got,
just all
well,
those
you gotta
days of
see
making
the-
music. It was like, remember, we used to just like put microphones in toilets and wherever you could just create things, man. It's so different now. It was so fun to make in those days because you try to create sounds with things around the house and shove things and just do things in totally different. Now it's like, oh, patch 278. You know, it's just not quite the same. I miss those days.
Now, Scott, will look up. You guys got to check out Scott playing in the Lawrence Welk show when he was a kid with his dad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Really?
OG. That's some OG shit there. I'm telling you.
Champagne
It's awesome.
music, buddy. Champagne music.
You
right
played
there.
on the Lawrence Welk show.
Oh yeah, my dad was in that show for 15 years. I grew up on that show, along with the Lennon sisters and all the band Venice, right? Those guys were out of those. That was the the Lennons. And yeah, I guess, and my claim to fame, just so you know, this is really important. I'm the only guy in the entire planet that's played on Lawrence Welk and in Pink Floyd. my claim to fame.
Well, I remember watching Lawrence Welk growing up. So
Oh,
there
yeah.
you go. It was awesome.
Hey, Will.
Growing up on television.
Will.
Oh, here it comes. Yeah, here it
Happen
comes.
to have it.
Tell me
Oh shit.
Christmas.
I already got it.
What did you get? Can you play it?
Yep.
Well, why don't you play something for us?
I can only play it with my dad.
Oh, well, come on, Bill.
Oh, that's so cute.
Is that an oboe?
That's an English horn. English horn.
You had the hair back then still too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
Look at those ears.
And there you have it. All right.
Wow.
Oh, that's dope, man.
That's
Funny, right?
right
Look
there.
at that, guys.
That was great.
Were
Yeah,
you
you got to
guys
see the one we did where we water skied. My dad and myself water skied. My dad played 2 clarinets, and I played my trumpet, and we water skied. It was crazy. That's another Lawrence Welk one we did.
Whoa.
Classic,
Thank you.
classic. So anyways, yeah, I mean, just amazing. 3 amazing LA bands represented right here, and love all you guys. John, go ahead, Sheila.
You
Now,
guys,
I have a question from Pam from Peoria, Arizona. She said, this is to John, you have some really interesting names of the bands you have represented or continue to represent. Are you part of coming up with their names?
I cannot take claim for any of the names of those bands.
Can you name some of them? Because we can see what she's talking about.
Slightly Stupid, made by those guys in high school. Fishbone, Ask Norwood, Dump the Funk. That's like only a name you could come up with if you're from New Orleans. Sublime, I mean, that was all Bradley and the guys, I think, from one of their ex-girlfriends back in the day.
That was back in the day, I remember.
Yeah. So.
Hey, you know, on that note, let's say a prayer for the great Dave Aaron.
Oh.
One of the great producers and engineers. We lost him last year. He's got a beautiful wife and young son. I've never had my drums mixed that forward in the mix. And I actually brought him to a DW drum clinic at the House of Blues when there was Bozio and Wackerman and all these greats. And I brought my own sound man, Dave Aaron, and he he destroyed the place, man.
Wow.
You met him during the Sublime sessions?
I met Dave through I brought him on to do some like production help on sequencing. He was the MPC, and Brad and those guys had beats and stuff, but Dave was like an MPC master. He had the hip hop, pedigree. So I was like, you got to come down to Total Access Studios and give these guys some help. So he showed up and he sequenced a lot of the stuff on the self-titled, and then he did some remixes that never really saw the light of day, maybe on some original vinyl but he did then, we circled back a couple of years later to get Snoop Dogg on that remix of the Time song, and Dave did that. But yeah, man,
we miss him a lot of we all come and go, and some too quick, but man, that was too quick for Dave. We miss him. But
yeah, we did a few horn sessions together because he was a clarinet player.
Right, that's right, man.
Here he is, Mr. Hip Hop, and he plays clarinet.
That's right. Him and Willie.
Him and Willie. I did a session with him and Willie, and oh my God.
You know what?
Those were some sessions.
Oh yeah.
With Willie.
So, funnily enough, Perkins, did you end up sitting in with Bradley's son at the Dave Dizzle Bowling for Dizzle thing that we did? I can't remember.
No.
You guys were
Oh, wasn't that? No.
But yeah.
By the way, Brad's son, the band Law, that's a band that you're representing, right, John? They're badass. Like, check them out if you haven't seen.
Perkins and Norwood on this track, Aliens, for the rhythm segment. It'd be really dope. It's a new one. I'll send it to you guys.
I actually was at Andy Kravitz and got a little preview.
Nice. Yeah. Kravitz mentioned something about that.
I like the band.
Make it happen for the kid, but it's good shit. So I always got to support the youth, like I would, just like for Fishbone, I give them credit. Like, they're the ultimate California roots band that started molding, fusing reggae, funk, you know what I mean? Punk rock, metal. And Sublime was very much like that as well in their thing. And there's a lot of connections and subplots between those two bands and my relationship with both bands and all that. But I owe Brad, a lot of reason for me still being here doing what I do. Is like his music was so powerful that he accomplished a lot of these other things, but just trying to help his son and yeah, you guys, if Woods and Perkins did something with them, could be pretty cool.
And you know what, John? One of the most interesting and somewhat amazing things is like how you as a manager held it together after Bradley's passing and kind of created it. This is you could tell me if I'm wrong, but my perception of what Silverback did was utilize the internet, email, and connecting with the fans that way. You were like a pioneer in that.
Yeah,
And-
early on
and-
we had to.
I remember that being a sad time because I remember when that happened. That was when Will and I were out on Warp Tour. Remember Wardo, who had found him.
Yeah.
I ended up finally got a budget with the record label to hire a guitar tech, and I felt bad. Wardo and I birthdays were a day apart, and he just, Bradley had just passed, and he found him and everything. And I was like, "Do you want a job?" He's like, "I've teched a little bit, because he was kind of Bradley's assistant, could string guitar." And I hired Wardo on the spot on Warp Tour right after. I was like, "Well, now you're coming out with us." And it was,
Wow.
and that was back when Will and I met and stuff. And
Yeah, and I mean, those were the days. The first Warp Tour. I was out on some of that in '95, and Wardo was a big part of the family early on. Then Kid Rock, right? That's how you guys met.
Yep, that's how he started out as my guitar tech, and then eventually, moved up to the ladder with working with Bob. I don't know if that's up the ladder. That becomes a lot more stress and responsibility. I think he was happier just hanging out with me in the low maintenance job.
Is that Charlie?
Yeah, Charlie Tuna said, "What's up?" He just called me.
Tuna, what
They're
up?
all yelling, Chuck. I'm in my ears.
We're streaming on top of the stream.
Last time I saw Charlie was up at Reggae on the River. That's been a long time.
And
Yeah.
maybe you could
I'll
talk
call you
about
back.
this. What, Will Doug, what's going on July 18th in
Yeah.
Ventura?
We're,
Everybody's asking.
we are opening for Fishbone.
Y'all a hard act to follow. I ain't looking forward to it.
We're gonna warm up the stage for Fishbone at the Ventura Fairgrounds. And I believe Ray Fresco, who's a band from the 805, is opening up and getting back together. They're the first band. So there's 3 bands: Ventura Fairgrounds, Drive-In, and it's in the round. Am I saying this right, John?
Yes, yes.
Okay. It's in the round. Ray Fresco, Ozmatli, Fishbone. The 18th, Saturday the 18th.
Are you in your cars? Is it people in their cars, or is it outside? How does that work?
Yeah, so I think
FM transmission from the stage. So there's no forward-facing sound system. It's transmit FM, just like a movie.
Right. No loudspeakers, just car speakers. And can you get on your hood in your car, your roof, or do you stay in?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're not trying to make a big deal over those types of things just because they don't, but I think that you'll be able to.
Hang on, we can watch this. Check this out. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
Hold on. Let me see if I can make it play.
Make it play. Make it play.
There it is.
turn on the sound. You got the sound muted.
Oh, wow.
I want to go.
Yeah.
That looks like a virus hotspot right there. Just like that car.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's one way that the security can't take your weed now when you go through the door.
Yeah, but you know what I heard? They're busting. The police are sitting outside when the cars are leaving. They're hitting cars up for people drinking and stuff, and they're making arrests like crazy at a few of them.
Actually, in Ventura, that is 100% true. We have we have a dispensary there in Port Hueneme, and one of our guys was leaving a concert, a different show, unrelated. And literally, they're lined up outside, just nailing people as they're leaving the venue. It's just very.
That's why you gotta get in a Lyft or an Uber and make sure their lights are very bright. And you're like, hey.
Gotta
But
be responsible.
get the fuck out.
Gotta be responsible. So it'll be interesting. But that's coming up. That's kind of the wave of the future, maybe.
That's
Either that or you just get a sticker. You just get a sticker, an Uber sticker, and you put it on your car, and they say, "Oh, it must be Uber. You're cool, right?"
Yeah.
Hey,
Good idea.
Norwood, have you guys rehearsed at all? Or is it kind of hit it and quit it?
We ain't rehearsed not one bit.
That's awesome. With an old band, so to speak, you guys been doing it for decades. if you rehearse, it gets in the way of the the spontaneity of being on stage. So you guys are going to be on fire. I know Ozo is like a machine, but always room to play because the belt is loose, right? You guys have a little play spot. So I think I couldn't stay in my car with those two bands. I'd be on the roof.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's an interesting experiment. I mean, this is very just in the time now. And like, if you think about it, not many bands have played live music at all, right? I mean, so this is one of the first, and it should be.
Yeah, this is speaking to if this is around for, God forbid, another year and a half or two more years.
Yeah, a lot bigger problems if that's the case.
Oh, buddy.
John, I got a question for you, John. Are you still working with George Porter Jr. and stuff too?
Yeah. George
Yeah,
Porter.
because I was all excited. I was gonna, Shapiro was one of our guests on the show a few weeks ago, and I was gonna do that Nashville gig with Soul Live with George.
Oh, you were gonna be
And
on that?
I was gonna play guitar in that when Peter called me up, and I was like so excited. I mean, I've been so blessed to play with my main bro Norwood and Bootsy, all these people, and George was like on my list.
All the best bass
Like,
players.
I've played with all these great bass players, and I was like, George Porter was like one of the people left on my list that I could say that I played with. And then that first day of the tornado, 4P with that thing, and then all of a sudden the COVID thing kicked in. It was like, and I remember we waited right till like the last minute to cancel.
I was on my way down there. Seriously.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen.
I just got to play.
George has been in the Dome, the Wiz Dome, at least twice. So
I played with him there. I
Yeah.
did that last gig with him there. It was like, that was a trip.
the Infrared Roses.
Yeah, that's what we did. We did Infrared Roses. That was my first time of ever doing a Dead show. I've never played anything. I had no idea. I mean, it was so fun because it's just, you just blow. Like, it just.
That was the improvisational of the improvisational kind of ones too. That was an album that was put together by the engineer Bob Braylove, who was there.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Tompkins Stanton, who's like the original keyboard player of the Grateful Dead. Like, how much did that guy look like he's the Grateful Dead? I mean, dude, that was
He's definitely the guy.
relic. And but I saw the video footage of that. They sent it to me, so I've watched that show, and it's got some really great stuff in there, man.
Oh, is that? I would love to see that.
Yeah, can't you say?
Who's all in Dumpster Funk now?
That's Ivan Neville and Ian Neville, who's the sons of Aaron and Art Neville, the Millers and Neville brothers, and Tony Hall and Nick Daniels, and the latest drummer is Devin Trusclair. He's just a young, from New Orleans, like every.
The last time I've hung with them a bunch to see when Nicky was playing drums.
Your internet.
Yeah.
Your internet ain't doing so good, Kenny. There you go.
Whenever they were coming through, whatever. It's not. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we can.
Okay. That was one of those little gravity storms.
I have a question for Will Dog. Lucas from Los Angeles is wanting to know how you got your nickname Breakdance Willie.
That's
and
awesome.
Where did you learn how to dance?
Is that Cut Chemist?
Is that who?
Is that That's Cut Chemist, Luke, isn't it? It's not.
It might be. I don't know. Let me ask him.
Yeah, what's his last name?
He didn't say.
Of course not. Breakdance Willie. I mean, I don't know. I was 10 years old. MacArthur Park.
That's cool, though.
10 years old in MacArthur Park.
BDW.
Yeah, and at that time, there was a club called Radio that all the breakers went to. It was just across the street from MacArthur Park, and then
Ice-T's club was Radio.
Yep, exactly. Ice-T. That wasn't his club, but he did go there and perform there.
Right.
Yeah, and so I was 10. It was 83, 84. Yeah, and I was just a kid and trying to break dance, and so we would go to this club, and you could do graffiti art and break dance, and yeah, I'm a horrible break dancer, but I tried,
It looks like they're saying here that you are a natural, so I don't know.
Yeah. That's
So
cut. I know it's cut.
we're getting down towards the end of the show. We still have a few minutes. Like, what else? Anything either of you want to plug or talk about that we haven't talked about already?
Real quick, I don't want to plug this anything, but I wanted to say that it's cool that Fishbone and Ozmatli are playing a gig together. Part of the inspiration from that, a renewed inspiration, came from a trip that I was fortunate enough to take to Cuba with a guy named Brett Johnson, who organized a trip last March to Cuba, and he assembled Ozmatli, with Will Dog leading the pack, Cut Camus, Charlie Tuna, and Angelo from Fishbone. And is one of those lineups you're like, man, we don't even get to see that in LA, no less we were like, they were playing shows in Cuba. Also, Prince Board was there from Black Eyed Peas, original music director, and a really cool Cuban piano player, Diamir Gonzalez. And, that was something that, man, harken back to a totally different world. But, a year ago, me, Will, Angelo, Cut, Charlie were all there in Cuba, and some of the music that came out of that, just that I heard, and what could come out of those bands, molding and going like it. That's kind of what, when the opportunity with the fairgrounds came up, and I was thinking about what kind of package would really be memorable for LA and meaningful. That's kind of a part of the original inspiration.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
You know what? You if you can take music globally, which that's what we do. We go from here to Timbuktu to Tel Aviv, and you can do it, and music brings people together. It's like, this is the best time to heal people with music and art and poetry and film and photography. We have to become more reflective and give back to people, because people like to be together. And a rock show, a dance party is hard to do, but a rock show, you can put them in the car and they can rock out. We all rock out in our car. It's perfect, I love it, man. I'm so happy it's happening. And yeah,
Those are timeless memories. Just like when James and Fishbone, when you guys did the thing at Brooklyn Bowl in Vegas, and we were recording that weekend. I mean, that was timeless. You guys did 3 nights, right? Was it 2 or 3 nights?
We did 3 nights of music in 1 night.
Yeah. I thought it was 2 nights, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was 2.
Yeah, that was epic.
Yeah.
That was epic stuff.
I was going with
that's
3. I was like, what happened?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm excited about this drive-in show. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward. I'm planning on
Let's all go.
checking it out, and I think I'm talking with, thanks to you, John, I spoke with Vincenzo, and I think we're going to be involved at some level.
Yeah, it's all about the community. I know some of it was to help the food bank of Ventura County, and community and cannabis and music. I mean, that's
What's the date again?
July 18th.
Next
And where do
Saturday.
people get tickets? How do people get tickets to this? Where do they go?
On that link you showed from CBF, or I'm sure on the social media from both bands right now, the ticket.
Yeah, I have it. Ozmatli.com. If you go there,
Yeah,
it's right up there. Or concertsinyourcar.com.
that's a good place to go. Concertsinyourcar.com. All right.
Yeah.
So
we have
Can I just ask Norwood one question?
let's go.
I'm going to ask you the question, then we'll explain to the audience what this even means.
Oh.
But now I know what you're dealing with. What is the kryptonite to put on the theremin that makes Angelo stop playing the theremin? Please tell me, what is it? Can I put hot sauce on the fucking thing? What can I do?
Every time we think we found some kryptonite,
This is where the Fifth Amendment becomes very important, right?
Anyway, there's an instrument for all the people. There's a beautiful instrument called the theremin, and Norwood's singer, Angelo, plays it on every song, on every part, non-stop. stop. Sorry, Angelo. I love you, man, but you got to pick your spots with that thing, man.
He's mastered it.
Derek,
Mastered it.
have
He
you ever
got every half note to T.
have you ever played the theremin, Derek Day?
No, God, no, that's scary. It's just air. It's just
you would be. Yeah, it's perfect. That's your instrument,
It
man.
is. It's perfect.
Encouraging. We play a band together.
This
Derek.
guy, I know it.
John's not amused right now. John
You
knows
you can actually.
Dude, it
Hey,
has
Derek.
its place. It has its place. I'm a fan, but I understand. I've seen him scare many musicians.
We got a few minutes left, and we always like to end the show with somebody doing something musical. So Will and John, you're going to see Derek if you haven't seen him before. Derek's going to take us out again this week. So Derek Day.
All right. This was Dave. You asked me to do this about an hour before, so I'll whip something out. I'm using this interesting thing here. It's called the iRig Stream. So
Nice,
I'm
nice
gonna,
fan of white underline.
You can't buy it. It's on back
That
order.
was cash prizes.
I heard, yeah, and like everyone's getting it. But let's see. It's
Have you figured out what you're going to play yet, Derek? Testing.
No.
We don't hear you. We don't hear you. Nope.
You got to change the settings inside Zoom, maybe, to be to say the rig.
This is good television right now. Behind the scenes.
This is live right here, baby.
Behind the scenes.
Way to be set, Derek.
Figuring it out. Let's see.
Perk, you're muted.
That was a great commercial for iRig.
You didn't want to hear.
Oh,
There we go.
Yeah. All right. Put a lot of interesting effects on this. Okay. So I have really bad cables, so it might sound kind of zingy. But anyway, here's a song.
Oh, you're going to play keyboard. I've never seen that.
I want a theremin to play along with
That's the first time I've ever heard you play the keyboard.
Me too.
Yeah,
First time.
That was awesome.
Like an
All
orc?
Very, very cool. Thank you, Derek.
thank you. I hope it sounded cool with the iRig. I need better cables, but
There's one thing though. Before I know we're about to sign off soon, but both John and Will, what do you guys foresee in the future that, like, we're talking about the drive-in show as a possible, that's a possible way that shows can be done in the future under these circumstances, and it could be a way that people do rock shows beyond the COVID-19 reality. Do you guys see any other possibilities?
Like on the live side of assembling that many people together?
Or just in live or.
I mean, on the technology side, like a lot of the stuff that I've been looking at is like entering into the VR and AR world. So virtual reality, with the goggles and trying to pioneer experiments that are both virtual reality and alternate reality and augmented reality driven. It's definitely be one thing. I mean, I think there's also finding a new audience out there because a lot of people, not everybody goes to shows. So it's like the consumption of content at home. If you can't go out and do it that way, find a place where you guys can produce, and the technology is there to put it out to the people. So I don't think that's going anywhere either.
Yeah.
What about you, Will?
Yeah,
Ozo has a variety show. They made a whole song virtually in the course of a show. I thought that was really creative, Will, when you guys did that.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. I don't know.
Anything with the technology, like that's an experiment. You were learning on the fly how to do all this stuff. So just keep pioneering.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with John too. It's just like what you were saying about, the VR stuff. And thank you for hooking us up with Gallagher, John.
For sure.
Gallagher Staging, they're doing a lot. So if you have a band, check out Gallagher Staging. They're doing a lot of stuff to help the community of musicians. We did an event there with a band called the Rise Roots. They had an album release party, and they have a 6-camera shoot, giant stage, all live. They're able to stream pretty much on everything all at once, and they were very helpful. I've been trying to hook them up,
Shout out to Arise Roots. Shout out to Arise Roots, homies, good friends. We go way back. Chris, their guitar players, part of our family basically, and you guys are kind of working with them, and you've got that going on as well in addition to Ozmatli.
Yeah, true. I actually started jumping into managing. Started managing a couple of bands. I manage a band with Ozo's manager Damon. We started a company called Culture Management, and we manage a band from East LA called Las Cafeteras, and they're doing well. And Arise Roots, and then another artist from Brooklyn called Sunny Singh. So it's been a challenge, going from being a musician to being a damager, like Peter Tosh said. But it's good, I really just want to help people, make their dreams come true, man. For a long time I wanted to be a producer, but people aren't banging down my door to produce them. So how else can I help people? I'll just take what I'm given. I
think on that note, that's a good note to close on. All of you guys and gal are amazing people, and I'm proud to call you friends, and this is fun stuff. And Will and John. We appreciate you guys coming
Thank you.
on board and
Yes.
Honored
It
to
always-
be
it
known
always-
by you guys.
and
Yeah,
Lewis,
thank you, John and Will. It's so good to see you both, brothers, and be in touch real soon. We got to catch up over the next few days here, or whatever.
and
Where do
Lewis,
you live?
Wow.
we just want to
Well,
shout out
I'm moving back out to California, but I'm in Michigan right now, just enjoying the Great Lakes and fishing and golfing and, you know, boating and taking advantage of this little time that I've off. Been writing and recording a lot too.
Oh, they got to give props to the sponsors. I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
It's all good. It happens.
we did. Sponsors are good.
We
Sponsors
cannot do it without Lewitt, and we cannot do it without From the Earth.
Right.
Thank you.
And think EXP, you guys, of course, all of us. On that note, let's check out the, here we go, the outro.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's Mike Watt.
Yeah.
Mike Watt.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
And there
That
you
was
have
nice.
it.
That's nice music. That was
There you
nice.
have it.
Dude,
Hey, Norwood.
my live stream was firing.
Was it?
Yeah.